right, guys, we are back. This is the Juice Box. It's the middle of January, so there's a whole lot of nothing special for me to lead this episode off with. Big Czar, what's up?
Yeah, dude, I have to say, and I don't want to offend anybody, but like, unless you have a birthday in the month of January or February, these are the worst 2 months of the year, hands down. In terms of like, just overall like mood and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But in a way, and I think I've mentioned this before, I weirdly love January and February.
Yeah, you are weird for that.
I am. I think it's because it's just like they're such lay low months.
They are.
You know what I mean?
Months.
Like there's not a whole lot happening.
They're just so depressing to me, and like I'm lacking vitamin D.
True.
I'm just like.
It is too, like I don't know, January and February are kind of weird because at least around here when it's cold, they are the months that you don't even think about. Like I was looking at my 2022 like day off schedule, paid holidays. The first one's not until Memorial Day.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
crazy.
Really? I have President's Day off next month.
Yeah. I don't have anything until Memorial Day.
Wow.
So it's just weird in that way.
What about Easter?
No, not
What?
this year.
Easter always falls on a weekend, though, doesn't it?
But like Good Friday or anything? Wow.
No, last year we had Good Friday, but we don't have it this year.
Do I
That
get
stinks.
Good Friday? I have a half day on Good Friday.
Yeah.
My secretary over there let me know.
It's a very like better yourself like time, like couple
Yeah.
months, but it's very hard when
it
it's
is.
-5 degrees.
Yeah,
out.
See,
that's
like,
what I mean, it's
yeah.
tough to find the motivation.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That was very well put. Like it is a better
Do-
yourself
do
months, but it's
you don't
hard.
talk to a lot of people like quietly, but improve yourself. But yeah,
It's
and
hard.
It's
You're right, 'cause
12
it's
outside.
Yeah.
It's insanely easy to gain like 45 pounds too.
Yeah,
Because when
dude,
it's
it
this
is.
cold, all I want to do is eat.
I will say since January, like through November and December, I quit my diet because like the holidays and stuff, there's just too many opportunities to eat and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the cold weather was making me want to eat more. But since January has started, I have been back on my diet, which is
Yeah.
good. It's crazy that I even found the motivation to do that, considering everything. Literally, all I've been doing, I go to work, I come home, do a workout, and then I've been trying to like beat old Call of Duty games from like 10 plus years ago.
Hell,
That's
that sounds.
that's
honestly
basically
sounds
like-
like a
that's a
blast.
life
great
in a
activity
nutshell
for the
right
time,
now.
yeah.
Dude, speaking of gaming, bro, I'm back in on the Warzone, dude.
You like the new map?
I like it because it's beachy and it makes me feel warm while I'm playing.
I like the new map. I've only
Yeah.
played it a few times though.
But it was kind of wild seeing the Microsoft buy all of that stuff this week.
That's big news.
Insane amount of
Big
insane
news.
amount of games, dude.
Dude, what Microsoft has done in the last, I'd say like 2-year window is insane. They bought Bethesda, which is just massive, and now they bought Activision, which is even bigger. I mean,
If you're Sony, are you worried a little bit?
they probably were worried a little bit. Phil Spencer from Xbox, he tweeted yesterday that he had like phone conferences with the higher ups at Sony to like assure them that they won't be pulling Call of Duty off of PlayStation, which is good news for them because I think Call of Duty is always like the highest selling title for Sony.
All you need is one prick at the top. That's
Well, that's what I'm saying. He kind of worded it. He was like, we will continue to honor all current deals, and I think the current deals run to like 2023 or 2024. So they could be
You see how?
snakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
Dude, the corporations are so political in that way too. Like by saying, "Oh, we're not going to screw anything up," but like you said, it's whatever's done in 2023. Then when that's over, they'll fuck shit up.
Yeah,
That's what'll
You
happen.
gotta read between the lines
Yeah.
with that shit. But if Call of Duty becomes a Microsoft exclusive, that's just.
not good.
I mean, yeah, I don't see. I'd say the only thing drawing people to PlayStation would be the Spider-Man games.
Dude, it could be though. It could be a foot in the door being like, listen, if you want this game on both things, then you have to open up all your Sony exclusives to also go to Xbox.
They might
too.
pull an
That would be
ultimatum.
cool.
Yeah.
Because if I could get Spider-Man on on Xbox, that'd be legit. And I think God of War is a Sony exclusive, and those are big games that I've never played and I'd like to try. So that'd be big. But a lot of people are saying this is because what Xbox wants to do is like their whole thing they've been pushing now the last like since before COVID started is they want to be the like Netflix of gaming. So they have that whole Game Pass thing to where it's a monthly subscription. You get like over hundreds of games that you can play. And like I know that they want to implement it on other platforms. So people are saying they might have done this acquisition as like like almost a bargain with Sony. Like, hey, listen, we just bought all this shit. We're going to take it from you, and you're not going to be able to put it on your system unless you implement our Game Pass.
Because again, that's how the world is.
I mean,
with everything else other than gaming, and that's how gaming's going now. I was gonna say because like the cross-platform play and everything, I felt like gaming was more like opening up to everything, but apparently not.
I mean, I that's a whole other thing. I like crossplay, except against PC players. I think like crossplay between Xbox and PlayStation is fine with me, but I think it's bullshit. Some games you get forced to play against people on PC.
Why is it? Aren't PC players like generally better though?
Well, you
right?
can.
I mean,
like
I don't
in
know
shooting
at all.
games.
Yeah.
Well, PCs can run games a lot better, and you can get like the most out of a game depending on like the monitor you have and like all that, the GPU and everything. Like you could build an insane PC for like $2,000, $3,000, and it'll run the game like at optimal performance. But for shooting games, like a lot of people say, playing with a keyboard and mouse is a huge advantage once you get good at it. Because you could just be like so much more accurate than someone with a controller.
Well, dude, I saw it firsthand because me and Dupes were playing with Jake Ham for a little bit, and he plays on a PC. And it's just like, it was insane how fast he was moving, how like literally like just how much better he was. And he said he got a gaming PC 3 years ago, and it's just crazy how quick things load in to where you're playing the shooters especially.
Oh, dude, I mean, I don't know personally, but I can just tell you from going from Xbox One to the Series X and how it was incredible. Like the first day I loaded up my Series X, how fast everything was. Just that jump, I can't imagine like the jump to a PC beyond. Everything's probably just insanely smooth.
Especially when we get our goggles on and we're chilling in the metaverse.
Dude,
Not me.
the Oasis.
The Oasis.
They should do it how they ended Ready Player One, where it's completely closed like a couple days of the week
I mean,
to make sure people
I
get
feel like it's
human interaction.
going that direction at least.
Wait, didn't China like
China? That's what China
China?
does.
Didn't China like close gaming or something at a
well,
specific hour?
It's
or
like
something shit?
summer gaming, I think, and then
They-
TikTok.
I was gonna say somebody I forget what podcast I was listening to said their restrictions are crazy, including TikTok.
Yeah, it's like if you're 15 and younger at 10 o'clock, it just shuts off. And then if you're 15 and younger, all your TikToks are like experiments and like
Educational
stuff. So
Well, the demise of TikTok is starting. At least for me, I've had so many TikTok ads pop up this week.
I'm so sick of ads.
I'm like, it's like every other fucking swipe now, and I'm like, this is just gonna
Twitter,
make me
too.
not
It's
want to be
usually
on
Twitter
here.
now.
Twitter is good, and
Even
I
like your tweets.
just talked about it. I think last week or the week before, I
Yeah.
was like, I like how Twitter doesn't force you to see stuff you don't want to see.
If you
And
go
it's like
through
as
your
soon
own-
as I said
your
that, now-
own tweets, every 3 like tweets you get an ad. It's like it's mine.
Yeah.
Why is it even on mine?
Yeah,
It's
and the
crazy.
sponsored ads are wimps too, because they make sure you can't comment on them. Like, if you're gonna fucking commandeer my feed, at least let me comment
yeah,
some
I
didn't-
shit
I didn't
on
know
it.
that.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that
like
either.
like let me comment some shit on here.
That's
at least.
always like in the history of social media since it started. That's always when you know the downfall of the app is starting.
Yeah.
when
Amen.
like
Exactly. When
ads
you
get
lose
crazy.
all the control.
Yeah.
Dude,
Too
at
small control.
least on Twitter and I think Instagram, like I've been fighting back. Every ad I see, I click on it, I say irrelevant, don't want.
I was gonna say it's such a
Dude.
waste of time,
Oh,
but I do it every.
I
month.
do it
So
every
do I.
time.
I hate this ad.
and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
They don't listen to you.
Yeah,
They're
you
just
see
like,
the-
oh, he doesn't
You
want to
see
see
the
that.
same
Show him
exact
more.
one, Yeah.
Let's show him some more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like it's a
seriously,
fucking
though.
joke.
Fuck you and your
assholes.
ads, dude.
Dude,
We're
literally,
coming.
literally today on Facebook, I got an ad. It shows me NBA content so much, and like
Oh, that
I
drive
don't
me
watch the
nuts.
NBA. It's Bleacher Report. I clicked on it and I hit snooze Bleacher Report for 30 days. I shit you not, like fucking half hour later, I'm scrolling Facebook. There's a Bleacher
no.
Report repost of an NBA clip, and I was like, I just snoozed
Dude.
these fuckers. How?
As good as they are of tailoring content for you to stay on their app for hours at a time, they suck when you say you don't like something.
Oh yeah, it's
Well, does anyone else have this problem? I get all these Trump emails to my email.
I used to.
I have no clue how. And I literally got tired of it the other day, and I like scrolled to the bottom and like clicked unsubscribe and do all this, and they're like, "You are now unsubscribed from receiving these emails." I got like 2 more the next day.
I think they're
Yeah.
kind of funny.
I'm
though.
like, why? But like, I didn't sign up for any of this.
You got-
Why am I getting
You
Trump
ever look
emails?
at the fine print of when you unsubscribe from an email? You ever look at the fine print? It'll say like, can take up to 3 months to stop
Yeah, I'm like,
receiving
what?
emails.
yeah, we're gonna send it to your
It's
like
like,
home
okay.
address. We're gonna send a physical
Yeah,
mail.
It's bullshit. That's weird. I never got those. I wonder how they.
I don't know. Like, I never signed up for
I
fucking
think
Republican emails.
Mine go like to the trash immediately, but they're always like, "Are you gonna join the gang and help our like savior
Yeah.
President
What about
Donald
Yeah.
a lot
Trump
of people are getting phone calls.
against
I
the
get texts.
I get
fascists?"
texts.
Or text,
a lot of
yeah.
texts.
I get
And
a lot
of them are
texts.
actual people because I've replied like jokingly,
Yeah,
like, please take me off this fucking list. And they'll reply back, and it's like an actual person.
yeah. If you
Really?
You
say,
can
like,
tell it's not
yeah,
like an automated
if you
answer.
say like "go
yeah.
fuck yourself," they're like, "Okay, buddy," or something.
Yeah.
which is really fun.
It
to
is
do.
funny.
Yeah, that this past week, that just reminded me of something. I ordered some stuff from GameStop, right? Some stuff I like really been wanting, and like 2 days later, I got an email that said, "Hey, I'm sorry, we couldn't fulfill your order, blah blah blah, so we had to cancel it, and here's a $5 gift card thing." I was pissed, and I replied to it. And I was like, "This is an automated email; they're not gonna see it." But I replied to it and was like, "You guys fucking suck!" Like blah blah blah, just fucking calling them out. I was like, "You shitty service." I was like, "You guys don't know what the fuck you're doing. You always cancel my orders." And then I got another email reply to that was like, "Thanks for your reply, but something something. This is an automated message, so like they
Yeah.
didn't get it." Well, then the packages ended up showing up, and I was like, I think they might have saw my email.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah,
I think I rubbed them the right way there. They were like, you
Damn.
know what? That guy's right, man. We've been screwing him over a lot lately with his orders. Let's
Dude.
just get him this one.
You could fuck around too and just like charge it back on like your debit card or credit card and be like, I didn't make this purchase.
Well, dude, I like started a big stink over it, kind of like because after that had all happened, like another couple days went by, and then I saw the charges on my PayPal account, and I was like, what the fuck? They told me this was canceled. So I contacted PayPal. They're like, yeah, I mean, GameStop never issued a refund thing or a cancellation request, so we can't do anything about it. You got to contact them. So I contacted GameStop. They're like, yeah, no, here's the tracking number. It should be there tomorrow. I was like, I'm literally looking at an email that says you couldn't fulfill it and it was canceled.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
dude, I don't know if I told the story on here, but I had like a battle with Hulu because I on the road.
You did tell. Yeah,
Did I tell
the
it?
Roku thing?
Yeah, and like they literally just turned Hulu on when I canceled it.
Yeah.
And both of them were telling me like, you need to tell this person, you need to tell this
Yeah.
person. So finally I just politely went in on the Hulu guy and I'm like, I'm getting fucked here. And luckily they did end up refunding everything.
Good.
Dude,
oh sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was in a situation yesterday where I was completely powerless and like I wanted to scream at somebody so bad, but I just like couldn't, like real fast. Like I obviously moved home from Morgantown and I got an email yesterday at like 4:40 and they're like, if you don't pay this is your final notice. We're going to send you to collections tomorrow. So like I had that business day to pay something. And what it was an eye appointment that they bet me over there because they always do and paid like a shit ton of money. Well, she was like, part of your appointment, the insurance kicked it back and didn't pay it, and they never cover it. And I was like, why didn't you fucking tell me that at the appointment? I wouldn't have done it. And that appointment was 1.5 years ago in a city I haven't lived in 9 months. And they still got me for $50-some almost 2 years later.
It's trash.
And they would have like sent me to collections in 9 hours and screwed my credit over $50.
You should have just let it all out on her.
I mean,
I mean,
I wanted
sometimes
to
you
so
just got
bad,
to.
But it's like
Sometimes
this fucking desk girl. Like it's not her fault.
sometimes you just gotta let it all out.
But
I've
whenever
gone
she
off
was
on
like,
people.
they typically never cover that charge. I want to be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Typical.
Is that at an iPlace in Morgantown?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking. I tell you, the
Being
town of
26
Morgantown
stinks.
has taken more money from me than anywhere ever. Whether it was the university or the parking enforcement or
yeah.
medical bills, that fucking town will bleed you
But I
dry.
just can't believe that they would. She was like, "Oh, we've contacted multiple times by mail." So they wait till the final notice to like text you or something. It's nuts.
Yeah, that's what gets me. I had a similar situation from when I lived in Morgantown. It was medical bills. And yeah, they're like, we have been trying to contact you at this email address. And I was like,
Is it my school?
I was
email?
like, I was like, I haven't used this email and like
'Cause
fucking
they kick you off
and
once you're not there.
and I did get sent to collections. Like I didn't even. I was past that point. I was in the collections phase. Dude, my credit sucked for a while. It probably still sucks. I don't even.
Oh, that's
I really
what I
don't
was
even
worried
know.
about. It's like you give me 30 minutes to figure that out. Nuts.
Fuckers.
Yeah, that's
They
fucked
must
up.
be hurting for money.
For real.
Year and a half later, hey Harry Slider, you owe me $50.
Well, I mean, Pat McAfee just fucking gave the hospital how much money. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did see
Yeah.
that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and he's on the board and a part of that team to help get NIL deals for WV
Oh,
players.
good.
Yeah, it's like they just
I
announced
saw it
it.
just started. Yeah,
Country Trust. I mean, dude, it's a squad. It's like Pat McAfee, Pat White, Oliver Luck, Ginny Thrasher.
Oliver Luck is it really?
Ginny. I think Jerry West was on the thing. Like a lineup of XWV.
Did you say Thrasher?
Yeah, I was
Really?
pumped because
Yeah.
she's the Olympic gun shooter, the rifle chick. She's a bad bitch. But
I assume she's related to the Thrasher family. That like, I don't know. Have all those engineering firms in West Virginia.
oh, I have no
Probably.
idea.
Probably the same
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, but
I'd moneyline that.
Yeah,
but no, I don't know.
that's legit.
That was the one thing we've all bitched about is like WV players how are they going to get NIL deals and all that. So the fact that they squatted up could help.
Sweet. Yeah.
I mean, we need
Kinda.
it because that's just the platform. You know, that's the landscape of this all now. And if you can't pay the players,
Yeah, it's
They're
gonna
not
get
gonna
really.
stay, man.
Yeah,
it's just
it's gonna get very.
it's a harsh
one-sided.
reality. And like, I think I'm so against that now. Like when it first started, I was like, you know what, that's good for these players being able. And now I'm just realizing like this.
It's gonna get even more
It's
like
just
one.
it's really
yeah.
like if I was an Alabama fan,
yeah,
then I'd
it's
be
awesome.
happy about it. But
Yeah.
like it's very tough for a
Smaller
WVU
school,
fan.
yeah.
Dude, like Deshaun's on it, Mike Yancey's on it,
Good.
Daryl Talley, Don Nealon, Jerry West, Mike. Did I say Mike Yancey?
Yeah, Mike
Like
Yancey.
Gansey.
I don't know who
Legend.
Jed Garacco is. He was. A
Oh,
baseball
that's
player.
Leslie Mann's husband.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what it says.
Uh,
But,
I have a
Jed
funny.
is such a tough name.
Yeah.
tough ass name. What up,
Wait,
Jed?
Jed.
why is the governor not on that list? Because he's a Marshall.
He's
fan?
a Marshall guy.
Yeah, fuck.
Is that short for something?
You know, Marshall got a pretty big pickup.
like
Marshall's gonna end up being pretty good because they got their head coach from Bama, so they're doing things.
Jettison, maybe
Jedediah.
Jedediah. Yeah, that's
I don't
probably.
know.
Jed has to be short for some stuff.
Probably Jedediah.
Jedediah.
Probably.
I like
It's a
Jettison.
sick name.
Jedi.
It's very Amish
Jed.
name.
Whoa,
Whoa.
that'd be a cool name. I have a funny story. I mean, I guess it's not that funny, but it's funny to me. So last night, like I was dreaming. I slept really hard last night. All right, and I must have been dreaming and snoring and stuff. I snored so loud that I woke myself up. But that's not the funny part. Like, I didn't realize the noise that I heard was my own snore. I thought there was a burglar in my house.
I would have been freaking the.
I laid
fuck
there
out.
for like 30 seconds. Like, what was that fucking
Like
noise?
still.
Yeah, you know how like you freeze sometimes. Like, what was that? And then like it took me my mind to like get back to where it was. Like I was very what's that word? Not unconscious.
Not cognizant.
What is that fucking word? It's a good word. Hold on, give me a second.
Aware.
I don't know, but I wasn't like all there, and then I realized like, oh, like I just snored really loud.
Well, dude, that is hysterical because I feel like everybody's done this, but I lay in bed at times too, especially now that I'm here by myself.
Disoriented.
Yeah,
Disoriented.
I was gonna say
It's bugging me.
incoherent.
That's a good word.
Yeah, that's
too,
a good
yeah.
word too. And
Yeah,
I do
was,
lay there and
sitting
I'm
there
like,
thinking,
what would I do if somebody broke in? Like, I'd be fucked. Like, I would literally be like, you can have whatever you want. Just please don't hurt me.
I have a wooden baseball. I have
you
a
can
wooden.
have whatever you like.
I'd be like, take it. I just don't fucking hurt me, dude.
Well,
I
Like,
have a
ha-
wooden
have-
baseball bat next
Have
to
you
my bed.
have you seen the video of like this is what I learned or whatever with Feidelberg? They do the specials. He's like, this is what I learned that I'm like a bitch at that point. He was like in the bathroom, going to the bathroom, and he left his TV box outside. And when he lived in Florida, so a bunch of people broke into his house and was like stealing stuff. And he opened the door. They had ski masks on, so he just closed the door and sat there and just played like cell phone games while he listened to them like steal everything in his apartment.
I would have been like, didn't see anything. Go
like
ahead.
that, like
Scary.
that scene in The Town where the cop sees them.
Oh yeah, just
They all have
turns,
masks
turns his
on,
head.
yeah.
Just like just turns right back
That's
around.
a great scene. You think about that sometimes, but you truly don't know how you would react.
Yeah.
No, like I lay there and I'm sitting here thinking it's like if they break in the front door or the back door, it's going to be about 5 seconds before they turn down the hallway and they're in my room.
Yeah, for you, yeah, it's like right there.
Like, what the fuck would I do?
you have no time.
And I tell myself, I'm like, dude, would I jump up and shut the door and then like push my dresser in front of the door and just barricade myself in the room, or would I
It's
run
not-
out?
Yeah.
It's not a bad plan.
I would
no.
hide behind my fiance who has a gun.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Yeah.
That's what
I need
do.
to get a gun.
I need to get something.
Like I think about that too. It's like, would I just like hide? And then other times I think like while I'm still disoriented, like without even time to think about it, I would like hop out of bed and just like sprint.
I know.
I think honestly, I'd
Like
be the
sprint
type to
towards
like
the north.
jump to action with no clear plan at all, and I would be killed on the spot.
yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes I sometimes think like I would just hop out of bed and just sprint right towards where it
And then
was.
you'd get there and you'd be looking at a barrel and you'd be like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I
Yeah,
my
now
plan
I'm
was.
fucked. Yeah, I don't
You know
know.
what's scary is in college, my apartment got robbed while I was asleep.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know it's crazy? I feel like the people were scoping the house, my apartment, and watching me all night. It was one of those nights I was alone. I don't remember where my two roommates were that night. Maybe they went home for the weekend or something, but like I was just having myself a time. I was like fucking boozing, smoking, like watching Game of Thrones. I was up till like 5 a.m. And then I was like, all right, I need to go to bed. So like they've just timed it so perfectly. They broke in like after 5 a.m., stole everything in the living room basically. And I come down, like probably noonish. And I just remember stepping into my living room and being like, like so confused.
I would have been
I was
so
like,
confused.
wait, where did I put my TV?
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait,
Did
why
I
did I
hide
move
this?
my TV?
Yeah.
I was like, shit, I got robbed. All my shit's gone. I was like, what the fuck? And it was freaky. I was like, dude, there's people in my apartment. I was asleep right upstairs, just passed out. They could have crept into my room and just like ended me.
And that was like such the perfect environment for robbers too, because like I always lived off campus, sort of, but like staying at friends' houses, like people would come in, people would go in the wrong house, stumble in late, or your friends would kick in the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you'd just be like, hey,
oh my god, I have too
doors
many
were
stories
never
like
locked.
that, dude.
Dude, I remember we had like this is so not a big deal, but it was a big deal to me. Like we had a party, and you know how like people just start showing up that you don't even know. Like it's just random people that saw there was a party that come. So we're like, whatever, we're all having fun. It's hot out. It was like opening weekend. We were all outside and stuff. These people walk into the house, which there were people inside, so that's cool. And then they all walk back out with all my green teas.
Oh, I think you've told me this.
And I
before.
literally like went up to them. I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "Give me those back." And I got them all back, and I said, "You have to leave.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna steal my green teas.
What the
it's
fuck?
the principle.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
You don't go into someone's
know,
house and
I-
steal their nice drink.
I have a funny memory.
If it's a bottled water, okay. But these are Lipton
that's
green teas.
That's bullshit. That's money down
Probably
the
like
drain.
$7
I'd be
Yeah.
I'd be
for
very
my
pissed
pound.
off.
I know.
I have a that just popped a memory in my mind of you at It would have been a party at our 6th Street apartments, and it was on the Neil's side at the time. I don't think Jake was living on that side yet. And it was a pretty packed party, and I just remember, this was a while. You and I didn't really talk that much back then, but I just remember you going fucking off on Mike Schwartz all of a sudden because you caught him taking your vodka bottle out of the freezer and like making a drink with it, and you were fucking pissed. You're like, I can't remember. I just remember you just going off on him, and me being like it in the like nearby, being like, whoa, man,
That's
like he's fucking pissed.
That's probably when I was freshman 30'd and angry all the time.
But
I would
bottles of
imagine.
liquor, they were hard to come by.
I swear it was a bottle of like Grey Goose.
You had to find
Something
oh, man,
like
yeah,
that.
it's
Like I just
high end.
remember it kind of like a lot of people kind of was like,
we're just all
And
like,
had-
whoa. And I think I went over to the other side and was like, Jake, dude, your brother, man, like
starting to ruckus.
he,
every-
he just got real pissed.
Dude, yeah, it had to have been freshman year. I used to get mad at fucking everything, so it had to have been then.
I'll never forget that. That was
Liquored up
funny.
and just full of Summit pizza all the time.
Summit ugh.
Yeah, I ate a lot of
That's
that.
a whole other world freshman year, just drinking straight liquor all the time.
Dude, I
What
know.
what a time.
Yeah, I
Gross
think
time that
about
was.
we did one of my friends, we started off opening week, and the goal was to, as a group, like as a team, drink every flavor of Burnett's
we
by the end of the week.
Oh,
we
man.
didn't do it like that,
By
but
the
there
end of
were
the week.
yeah.
It was the most miserable
that's a
week of my
tall
fucking
task.
life.
Yeah.
There would be
It
times
was
like
awful.
we always had to go get like a new flavor. Like we did that like every week. It wasn't
I
every,
like the pink
every
lemonade
day or
one. I think
whatever.
that was
Yeah,
the
some
one
of
that-
them are
Pink
good.
lemonades
I
were
like
pretty
the
good.
iced tea
I was
ones.
that's what I was gonna say.
Like,
The tea one was good
but
too.
I just remember that week, and I remember I had never like at that point. I think that was my senior year. So I had been down there, and I've been to plenty of parties, seen plenty of this and that. But that week, I had never seen so many people puke in my
Oh,
life.
I'm sure.
It was like
Ugh.
every day, multiple people vomiting. Like it was just, Burnett's is just fucking nasty stuff. Not good stuff.
Yeah, like that's they were like what, $8 a bottle.
Yeah, naughty. Yeah, I think like $7.50.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So cheap.
Dude, nuts.
I think the
Ugh.
only thing cheaper than Burnett's back then was Popov. I
Ew.
think. Vodka wise.
Yeah.
Vladdy was
Or
pretty
Vlad.
cheap-
Yeah, maybe
pretty
that's
cheap
what I
too,
meant.
yeah.
Vladdy.
Ashbrook is like one of my. It's a small like account for work because they have backwoods and shit. Every time I walk in there, I just get like,
Nostalgic.
yeah, it's very nostalgic in there. They have that whole entire wall of Burnett's. It seems like there's that
Yeah.
many different flavors.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest liquor stores in the state.
It's very nice.
It
It's
is nice.
Nice store.
I love that store.
Yeah.
I lived above it for half a school year. And
Is that where you got robbed?
No. I got robbed when I lived on fucking Forest Avenue. Sketchy fucking. It's fun if you drive down Forest Ave now. It's like half of the street is all condemned.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's wild.
Damn.
I took her down it to show her the shithole that I lived in. One of the houses had burnt down.
Whoa.
Had just burnt down, and the other half had condemned signs on them and shit. My apartment that I lived in, half of the parking lot had collapsed and fallen over the hill. It's like, Jesus, what the hell happened?
Imagine
What the hell happened
Yeah.
here?
Yeah,
Sad.
for real.
Like imagine a house. Like how does a house get condemned? Like
It was
Asbestos.
the biggest.
just
Easily,
shithole?
I have great memories in that house. Don't get me wrong, but it was a fucking shithole. It
Dude,
was a shithole.
yeah.
I mean,
Living
it
in-
is what it is.
Living in shithole, dude. My sophomore year house was a shithole too. The one that
Love that house though.
No, the house is awesome,
Yeah.
but like,
But
just,
it was.
just a
it
complete
was a
shithole.
shithole.
your dungeon?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we lived in
yeah.
like the rat's nest in the basement.
That was one of my first. Actually, it was my first experience. Morgantown
Morgantown?
night. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Isn't that cool? So you weren't in college yet. You came down, just had a nice
Yeah.
experience. I did the same with when we all lived on 6th Street. My brother came down for a weekend. I remember we all went to a party up. Like we walked up Bev, and then we got to the end of Bev, and it was like that house. Like right across the street of where Bev meets the main road,
Yeah.
and it had that like fenced in
Yeah.
back patio thing. We went to a party there. Didn't know, it was DQ knew the people having the party somehow.
Okay.
We all went, and yeah, it was cool. It was a cool moment.
The mystery of that is kind of something you'll never be able to recreate, but it's kind of cool. Just going to like a random ass party, and you can be like, it's either gonna be really cool or it's gonna suck ass. when you
Yeah,
leave in 5
I always
minutes.
like that. Like when you heard of a party through like the grapevine, and you got to it, and there was a few wheeling people there or a few people you knew, but it wasn't a wheeling party, and you were like, all right,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It always makes you feel kind of weird too, because you're like, where do I pee?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure, yeah.
Where do I go?
Where do I pee? And
Am I allowed?
I would
in this
always be
room?
watching my back, like when's someone gonna come up to me and be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Who do you know here?
Oh yeah, who do you know here?
Well,
bro?
that. Once I was in Greek life, that happened way too often.
Who do you know here?
Fucking, I hated that shit, dude. That made me so angry when people would act like that. I'd be like, whatever, man. I'm fucking out. I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah, I mean, dude, as long as people like are just chilling and having a good time, like who cares?
You know, I have a. This was actually my sophomore year. I was young when this happened, but we got invited up to Phi Psi by Dan Gordon and Zach Foose and Cody Kaler. So it was like me, Alden, Joe Neidhart. I think Hood was with us. Like we went up there, and like as soon as we walked in, we were getting harassed, like antagonized. People were like fucking staring us down. Eventually, some guys came up to us like, "Yo, like, who the fuck are you? Like, what are you doing here?" Like, we were like, "Oh, we're Dan Gordon's friends." Like, okay.
We don't wanna piss off
like,
Dan.
dude, it was the funniest thing. It was the funniest thing like ever been a part of. Like,
dude,
we're like, yeah, we're good friends with Dan Gordon and Zach Fuster. Like, oh.
literally
I can
everybody
I can
was
so
scared
see-
of Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, if you weren't scared of Dan, you're an idiot.
Like
I don't care if you're bigger than him. Just don't.
I remember one night we were out at a bar and he was trying to get me and Jacko to rush. He's like, "You guys need to come rush, dude. Like, be a part of the fam." Like, he was really nice about it, but in my head, I was sitting here thinking, like,
He's gonna haze the shit.
he's
out
gonna
of me.
haze the fuck out of me. No way. No
Yeah.
way.
I would not have joined Phi Psi. They got kicked off for hazing.
Well, dude, I remember when you and Sith lived in that frat house, and like when we'd come down and hang out and go in, like normally everybody was nice, but there was kind of those experiences for us too, where they were like, "Who do you guys know here?"
I hated that. Well, see, so that was
It's
like,
what?
that's what I hated, dude. Like when I joined that fraternity, there was still there was like a gap. There was like my pledge class and a couple of guys that were a little bit younger that had already been in for a year, and then there was like the old heads in it, and like all those old heads were fucking douchebags. Didn't like them. Yeah, they like gave my friends shit and stuff sometimes when we'd be around. The next year, like half of them left, and like all the young people took over, and like it was so much fun for the short time I was in it, and I don't think once we hit that point, none of my friends ever had problems. Like
No.
I was inviting you guys, I was
Yeah.
like everyone to every frat event.
Dude, do you remember? This wasn't even a frat event, and I can't even remember what we were watching. But me and DJ Ham drove down on a Friday or Saturday night and came and hung out and stayed with you and Sith, and we watched like, was it soccer at 3 a.m. or like some Olympic thing was going on, and we were all in your room watching this game or something that was going on.
Which house?
Oh, dude, it was the frat house, like the
Are we talking this was summertime?
yes, it was like some
It
kind
was
of
the
Olympic.
World Cup.
That's what it
It
was.
was the World Cup because it was 2014.
Yeah, that is what it was, and
Yeah.
we just
I
drove
do
down.
remember. I do remember, dude. DJ Ham spent so much time around my frat, he might as well have been in it. Dude,
Shout out.
He hit, and honestly, Jacko for that matter.
Yeah.
Like they were always at like so many of my frat events, and like knew so many of the frat brothers. Like it was pretty funny.
Dude, I remember one time I was in there, we were all just like chilling, talking, and like everybody just came like running down the hallways out of their room to the back staircase, and we're all like, "What's going on?" And there was just like a fight going on outside.
Oh yeah, there were lots of fights.
And they were just like, yeah, like you guys want, and I just remember we were like, nah, dude, we'll just hang out here. You guys can go handle all that.
Was that on Forest Ave? The St. Patty's Day? We got in a brawl St. Patty's Day.
But I didn't know you got into a brawl on St. Patty's.
Oh
Day.
yeah, dude. So this is a funny story. Me and my buddy Chris, I had a drum set in my room down there. We were fucking wasted. He had a guitar, I had my drums. We're just jamming. We're just jamming in my room. It's St. Patty's Day. We're drunk as fuck. Sith and a group of people come back, and Sith's like, dude, this fucking guy down the road just got in my face, like, threatened me, all this stuff. And, like, I didn't even ask questions. I just took off out of the house. And I fucking ran down the road and found this dude. And, like, him and I, this is the last fight I was ever in, actually. Him and I just fucking squared up, and like it was a long fight. Next thing I know, because it's close down to our annex where other frat brothers lived, this fucking guy who I didn't like him, but he was in my frat. He comes out and tries to have my back. And he tries to jump into the fight. And he throws a punch while me and this dude are fighting. He throws a punch, misses, and drills me in the face.
Dude, I think you told me that before.
It drills me. I'm like in mid-fight, like, you fucking idiot. Like,
did it just end after that?
No, it kept going. The fight kept going. Then it calmed down.
You get hit from all angles.
Dude, I got just stuck by this dude trying to help me out. And I remember just ripping him. I was like, you fucking idiot. Like, let me handle this. So the fight kept going, and then eventually got broken up by people, and then it just all re-escalated again and turned into like this big. There was like so many people involved at this point, like all poured out onto the street. It was pretty wild. Fun.
St.
Fun,
Patty's
but
Day
wild.
and Halloween brawls in Morgantown.
Yeah, no,
Till
seriously.
the end of time. It's not
St.
good.
Patty's Day, and you're right. St. Patty's Day and Halloween, those were like prime time brawl time.
The
like,
funniest thing, I won't get into it too much, but I got knocked unconscious in a Halloween brawl. And the funniest thing that I thought was I had a giant chicken costume on like 5 minutes before. Thank God I took it off and didn't get like knocked out.
you guys got into a big fight on
in
Halloween?
a giant cock costume.
Oh my
That would
God.
have been bad.
You would have been a meme.
Yeah, forever.
Like,
That would have lived forever.
for whatever reason, like those memories, I know they were like fights and stuff, but they're good memories
Yeah,
for whatever
yeah.
reason.
It's
like,
funny. It's a funny story.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just kind of funny how that
No.
shit happened.
Yeah, I'll never forget me outside of Fat Daddy's. Some drunk stuff happened, but that's not. We got maced at the end of it. Me, Chance, and Hammers. Chance got the most of it, but like, so me and Hammers were like waiting for the Uber or whatever, and we're all fucked up. And me and Hammers get in the Uber, we get a ride back. And then, like, we just completely forgot about Chance. Like, and he's walking around like Morgantown blind, like we left him. He calls an ambulance.
What?
He calls 911. Obviously, they don't come get him
Yeah.
because he doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
He called himself an ambulance.
He's like, I need a ride.
And then I believe he got found by some random person, and then he calls me from their phone.
Was it a pool? Was it
Yeah.
like somebody's
So it's
pool
pouring down.
outside?
I'm already back in my apartment, like ready to go to bed. He calls me. He's like, JT, you got to come get me. It's pouring down rain. I walk to the end of Beverly Avenue. He's in his boxers outside in the pouring down rain in a blow up baby pool, just laying there. I'm like, dude, what happened? And he's like, you guys fucking left me. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. We did. But like, just
the reenactment of him like on with the phone with 911 saying there's mace in my eyes, and they just like hang up on it.
yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Oh,
I'm
man.
surprised, like with you guys all being on Beverly, you didn't end up in more brawls, like stuff like that. Beverly was kind of rough.
Yeah,
It
there was a
seemed
lot
like
of
it
stuff
ca-
that
it-
happened. I
it
feel like we
calmed
just
down a
kind of
little bit.
watched.
Because I remember when I was a freshman, like you getting jumped was like a huge thing.
Dude, it
It's
was-
like you don't walk alone if you're a dude. You're
It-
about to get jumped.
Yeah, it was a thing the whole time I was there, which is sad.
But I
but
feel like it really wasn't.
Nothing really ever
Towards the
happened
end.
on Beverly.
Alden got jumped bad, like
Yeah.
real bad, on Beverly.
Yeah, I think I heard that story. It's
That was a
It was a crazy time.
That was a fucked up story, but I don't know. I'm not saying he had it coming, but he may have had it coming.
But
He did deserve it. I'm just gonna tell the story. So the week before, literally a week before, we were walking down Beverly. It was like me. I don't know. There's like 4 of us. We're walking down Beverly, and these dudes in this house just start calling us fags. from the
Which was a normal occurrence.
which was very normal, but we just didn't let that slide. We were like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we're fags, you're fags," and they're like, whatever. It ended up in a miniature fight. I got into a fight with this dude, turned into like a wrestling match. It got broken up. We went on our way. We went to High Street. That's where we were on our way to. A week later, I was back at 6th Street.
I think I remember.
I don't know how you can't, because
I
went-
remember this whole thing.
I went, so I was back at 6th Street, and I was with Ty. We're chilling, and I get a phone call from Joe Neidhart, and he's just screaming bloody murder. And he's just screaming, same place as last week, same place as last week. And it took me like 2 seconds, and then it registered in my head. I was like, oh, fuck. Because they were on their way back to chill. They went to Rusted Musket. They were on their way back to chill.
The goat.
And these dudes recognized Alden, and like there was like 10 plus of them poured out, and it was only Alden, Hood, and Joe, and they all 3 just got fucking whooped on. And so I grabbed Ty. I'm like, dude, like we gotta go. I take off. I go busting into his apartment. I go busting into the other one. I'm like, anyone that's like, I was like, we gotta go like now. Like people are getting jumped, and
I think I was asleep.
fuck, you might have been, because fucking Jacko was like Neil was just like, no, vintage Neil, and so was fucking DQ's is like, nah. Fucking, I'm pretty sure DJ Ham and Jacko were the only 2 that like jumped up, followed us. We went running up the street and just caught the tail end of it, and it was just brutal. It was bad. It was like 10, 11, 12 on 3. It was
Which
fucking
is such
bad.
A shame.
It was, dude.
With
It,
our generation,
it was
that
like-
shit sucks.
it was one of the like most brutal things I'd ever seen, because it was crazy. So we come running up from this side of Bev. It was like perfect timing. We come running up this way, and the cops are coming this way. So like as I'm approaching the scene, it's ending, and the cops are coming, which caused all those kids to scatter. It was wild.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I couldn't even imagine just being like if there was like 10 or 11 of us and like 1 or 2 people started mouthing off. I just couldn't imagine like all 10 of us just beating people to
Yeah.
a pulp.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Just because we're like good people. But
Yeah,
but after
Yeah.
the initial, I would never be like, all right, let's all start kicking.
Yeah,
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or
I think
throwing
it's
punches
a
still.
Philly and Jersey kid thing. No offense to those fucking people, but it is, because I ended up did some investigation work and found out who all those kids were through like
Subreddit.
not yeah through a subreddit, just
kidding.
through like other people. Like ended up just finding out, and yeah, I agree. Like I think if there would have been beef, it was always going to be like if there was 10 of us, you would have let your boy just go like 1-on-1 or
Yeah.
something like that.
Or just
I don't
like,
think
sit there and
I
laugh
don't
at
think all 10 of us would have just mobbed on somebody.
No. And what
That's not my mentality, at least.
it does sound crazy too because for a lot of people that don't know anything about WVU, they probably would be so shocked how many Jersey and Philly kids like go there.
Oh shit!
Almost
ton.
half.
A
Almost
shit ton.
half. I feel like is all Jersey kids.
It is. Jersey is one of the biggest like demographics represented at WVU.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
wild.
Yeah, or JT's right though. Just like laugh, like
like
not that we
verbally
were
assault
tough, like,
them.
not trying to be tougher at all. But people would like in Fats
Yeah.
would like make fun of one person. You'd be like, do you understand? We know like 30 people here. You know, what do you,
Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
what are
that-
you
so
and your
that-
boy gonna do?
Dude, that was always like, and I'm so shocked it never happened. Like there were so many times at Fat Daddy's where it wasn't me, but like people I knew. Like I remember one time Mackenzie Pauchetti was just like, I thought he was about to just like get his fucking mouth knocked, teeth caved in by this dude. We were playing pool, And I remember just standing behind this guy because I was like, if he hits Mackenzie, I'm just gonna fucking sucker him.
Because you have to.
You
I
have
was like,
to.
I have to.
know. You have to.
So I remember just like strategically placing myself behind this dude the whole time. But Mackenzie was fucking egging it on so bad. But I was like, but I'm gonna defend him. He's from Wheeling. I was like, I don't know this
That
guy.
position, because I know you're like getting in the stance. You're
Yeah.
like, God, this is
Oh,
gonna
dude,
suck
I
ass.
was like ready for it, and there
I'm
was
not
other
ready to
people
get
around
punched in
too.
the
I was
jaw.
like, this guy's gonna hit Mackenzie and then get jumped.
yeah.
But I was like, I'm just gonna stick him, like
Yeah.
just gonna fucking stick him. But it didn't happen. I forget what it ended up de-escalating, but
When it comes to stuff like that, like I would consider myself like a black belt in running my mouth. And then as soon as I get touched, I'm like, I don't even have a white belt. I'm such a pussy to where I will run my mouth till the day I die. But then if like something happens, I'm
I
like,
need
oh,
another beer.
I'm like, oh fuck, dude, I wasn't expecting this.
I didn't think that was gonna
I
happen.
didn't expect a reaction.
I always love
That's hilarious.
your story at Jen's. You like caused a
Dude, I
ruckus.
started an all-out brawl in the Jen's parking lot, and it's like, I won't say the person. I'll tell you guys. You
I
guys
know the person.
probably know, but it's like it's one of those things where I don't know, like when you're drunk and somebody just like keeps staring at you when you're walking out. And then calls you a word that like you're not even allowed to say when you're as pale as a ghost. It just pissed me the fuck
Yeah.
off.
Well, I mean, like that's the thing. You don't, especially when you're drunk, you get that like something comes over you. You're not gonna let yourself be belittled.
No.
You know.
And it just kept saying it. And then finally I just started running my mouth. And the best part about it is they all threw me in the back of the car, and then an all-out brawl ensued behind us once we left. Like I got a call the next day from somebody, and they're like, dude, what happened last night? I ran out, and I guess he ended up going to the hospital that night. Like somebody knocked him out, and I was just like, I told him what happened. He's like, that's it? I was like, yeah, it pissed me off. And they just threw me in the car, and we drove away. And then I remember talking to John and everything the next day. It was like a giant brawl out in the middle of Jen's just because of me. And I wasn't even in the fight.
I have to say, I just love these stories,
Dude, listen.
I love them.
But that, even though like I wish that never would have happened, it did make me feel good because I was like, dang, that many people have my back if something goes down like that.
Your story is what popped in my head when I was telling mine, because I feel like it is like an unspoken thing.
Yeah.
It really is. That's just how it goes.
I mean, I'm sitting in the back and people are just flying out of the door, flying out. And I'm like,
the-
all right.
like a couple of those people that had your back, they're not, wouldn't be considered like your best friends in your inner circle, but it's like you grew up with them. Like
Exactly.
that's the thing.
You
Like,
always remember that shit.
and it's like that's exactly my mindset when I was like behind that dude, thinking he was going to hit Mackenzie. You know, Mackenzie and I known each other since we were little kids, but he's not in my like inner circle of best friends. But like I would have his back
Yeah.
if the opportunity. Literally, actually, at the fucking hole, like 2 years ago, an incident almost happened with him. Like there, a bunch of people got there, and there's this old guy there. He had to be in his 40s. Was just trying to start fights with everyone. Do you remember that? It made everyone leave.
I mean, I'm sure I
Like
was there.
tall guy, real tall guy, and like he just like kept going up to people.
Oh, the guy that was in the black leather coat?
Yeah, maybe. It was the most random thing. Like there was a big group of all of us, around the same age there, just trying to go out and drink, and like this dude just kept going up to people.
Bro, that shit happens too much around
and
here.
it's like everyone's like, dude, we don't even know
Yeah.
you. Like, where'd you come from? Like, we didn't start anything with you. It's like he went out to the bar that night
People do that.
to
Dude,
look for a
people do.
fight.
That's happened to me literally so many times, like generations, like more than I can even count. And then I remember the one time, Jake, I think you remember, it was this shorter, fat dude, and I was like, all right, listen, I'm a short guy. I'm not afraid of anybody, but like if a dude shorter than me is going to come try to talk shit, like I'm literally going to fuck this dude up. And I was like, John, if you don't get this kid away from me, I'm literally going to send him to the hospital. Do
Well,
you
see,
remember that?
Dude, yeah, because I was standing right there.
Like
but
he was a fucking pipeline.
But it was so loud, you don't know
Yeah.
what people were saying. And like, we're all just kind of standing there. And then after the fact, once JT left, he told me what happened. And I got pissed because I thought that guy was John's friend, and
That's
he was
what I
just
did.
following John around all night.
Yeah. Yeah.
And after the fact, we're like, who was that dude? He's like, oh, dude, I have no clue. And then we told him what happened with JT. But yeah, it's like, it happens so much. And then literally you'll have people going in the bathroom and they're like talking about how they want to fight people and get pussy and all this shit. And then luckily there's guys in there that's like, dude, you're in the wrong room to do that in. Like, if you want to do that, get out of the bathroom, like trying to run your mouth. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, that's one of the reasons, dude, like why I just stopped going to Jen's on like a Saturday night. It's just too much. I can't handle it. I have like this complex about me where like someone starts talking shit, I turn into a new person. Like, I will fuck you up.
Dude,
And it's funny because I haven't been in a fight since 2015, but like,
it sucks, though.
I've almost been in plenty of fights.
TV-wise, space-wise, like, that's the
what I mean.
best place
That's
to go.
what I mean. It is. It's a good place, but you're right. The worst thing at Generations is when you go to take a piss.
Yeah.
You're just like this sucks.
You're like, who's going to run in here and try to like act like a dickhead while I got my cock out peeing?
That's literally what it
All
is.
the time. It's all the time.
It's every time. It's just too much, which sucks.
Yeah.
But it's the pipeliners. That's what it is.
No, it 100% is. It's not local people, that's for sure. But
I don't know.
But I do know one thing. Jamaica's got a bobsled team.
Isn't that crazy?
It's wild.
I didn't read it, but like it just was very
First
made me
time in
happy.
24 years, dude. It's like a real life movie right in front of our eyes.
No, dead ass. They might as well make Cool Runnings too.
That's what I was just about to say.
Honestly, with how everything that comes, they probably will.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this.
Everything has a remake
because that's a Disney movie, I believe.
Yes.
That's perfect for Disney to put on Disney Plus.
Well, what you said, I learned. I had no idea Tim Allen was having his own Santa Claus show.
Dude, that was on my list to bring up last week, but last week's episode went so long.
I'm so for Tim Allen Santa Claus show.
Yes. Very excited about that.
You think he'll just be like chopping it up, drinking hot chocolate, talking shit to the elves?
I'm like real excited to see what ideas they come up with.
Yeah, me too.
I thought I think the original movie, the first one is like the best Christmas movie. And I think they got weaker from then on. Like I think the third one's meh, but like if it's a good story, I'm all for it because I would consider Tim Allen like the king of Christmas movies.
Yeah, he's the goat Santa.
Yeah,
No doubt.
for sure.
He's Buzz Lightyear and Santa Claus. Think
Dang,
about that.
That is crazy. That's really crazy. You get that lucky?
But
I just love the idea for the original one. Like his name is Scott
Yeah.
Calvin, SC
on the
and
pajamas.
then he works for a toy company.
Yeah. Just
You know
beautiful.
what I mean?
Just
Like just
beautifully
little
written.
connections like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, this is just a great movie.
Beautifully written.
It
know?
really was.
And like the North Pole, like in those movies, is the best North Pole.
Yeah,
at
so,
least
like,
to me.
How the emotions that overcome your body when they first arrive at the North Pole, they did such a good job of like that the music that plays in the background, like the little elf just comes out and he's like, hey, what are you doing over there, or what something
Yeah.
like that, and then, like he
wow.
just hits the button and then Santa's sleigh starts going down into the North Pole.
Dang,
Dude,
I'm
it's
sad.
What a
I'm
great
sad
scene.
Christmas is 11 months away now.
Dude, the North Pole's literally Wakanda before Wakanda. Like it's
Yeah.
like a hidden
Wow.
thing.
You're
Yeah.
right.
You just roll up, drop on in. It's tight.
Yeah, you can't beat that movie. It's great feelings when watching that movie.
Yeah. What about Boba Fett? What do we think?
Boba.
Shit's fire.
The Book of Boba.
Yeah, like I don't think we talked about episode 3. Wait, this was episode 4 this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't talk about episode 3 last week. I thought episode 3 was probably the weakest out of them so far.
Yeah, with the Power Rangers on the bikes.
Yeah, like those bikes rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, and now though, we probably should be, because we're caught up, so we're done with the whole flashback thing, right?
seems so.
It seems that way,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought this episode was really
It was
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love whoever decided to make like the mod shop like a tattoo shop. I love it. So
pretty
like
cool.
that's just a cool, and how they're kind of like keeping up with the times. Like they're modernizing that timeline in Star Wars, like kind of like how the world is now. Like tattoos are way bigger, I feel like, than they've You know what I'm trying to say.
No, 100%.
It's like they modernized that kind of a little bit, which I thought was really cool.
Which I mean, I know this is probably a dumb thing to say, but I guess I never even realized those shops would have existed in the Star Wars world. Because like I mean, I guess, Luke gets his hand cut
Right.
off and everything like that, but I didn't really think of that perspective that he obviously had to go somewhere and get that put on,
Yeah.
and, like
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Right. So it's like it's we've seen it before. Like even Anakin had a fake hand,
Mm-hmm.
but the whole new idea of like a mod shop,
Yeah.
it is pretty cool. I like
Cool.
I like the
it so
idea,
much, yeah.
What would you get done?
dude. That's
If you could
Dude, just make it so your arm is a lightsaber.
that'd be sick. See, I would
But
probably
I'd also want a hand.
I'd probably get my legs done because then I could be faster.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true too.
I would definitely do something with my arms. I think,
Yeah.
or maybe get like a jetpack installed in my butt cheeks.
Dude.
Yo, there you
That'd
go.
be sick.
That'd be sick.
Or
You
like
just-
your shoulder blades, or like the jet
Yeah.
rocket things.
Yes, like
And
they
they-
just pop
yeah.
out. Yeah, something like that. I was telling JT though, the modder guy, that was Thundercat. Did you notice that?
Okay, so I didn't know who it was, but I could tell from
It
the
was like somebody.
camera. And
Right.
dude, were the people that were standing outside too? Were those significant?
If they were, I didn't notice.
Yeah, I didn't.
I don't think they were.
Like those camera angles. I could tell that like this guy was somebody. I just had no idea. who
Yeah,
he
which I
was.
thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was cool to see him.
I figured out. Do you remember the scene where Chrysanthemum, the Wookiee,
Mhm.
is just eyeing down those lizard guys, like
Yeah, I
pissed
love
at him?
that scene.
But I figured out why he hates them. You may have known this. But like in the Star Wars lore, like those lizard guys, I can't remember what their species is called, was kind of like racist towards the Wookiees
Yeah.
and would kill them for fun.
Right.
So he's just like staring them down with like that scene was just straight personal.
That scene was awesome.
It was just personal.
Dude, I love that scene, and they put like a common Wookiee trait into that scene. Like he just ripped that dude's limbs off.
yeah.
Apparently, that's like a
Yeah.
that's what Wookiees do. And I didn't know this. There's a deleted scene, and you can go watch it on YouTube. There's a deleted scene from The Force Awakens where Chewbacca rips a dude's fucking arm off.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
When they first arrive at that bar place with what's her name, Maz. She got the big goggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're at her bar place. Someone like starts like accosting Ray, and Chewie comes up and just grabs the dude and just rips his fucking arm
Dude,
off.
I have.
Yeah.
It's
to
on
watch
it's on
this.
YouTube. It's
That's
sick.
sweet.
It is badass. I'm like, they should have left that in the movie. Like, why would you take that out?
So who are you thinking for some cameos? Because I got a lot that I think could happen.
Dude, I started following this YouTube channel, and it's
I bet you it's the
it's
same
great.
guy I watched.
Star Wars Theory is what it's
Okay,
called.
I know who he is, but that's not the video I watched yesterday.
As soon as Boba Fett started, I started watching his breakdowns, and they're great, dude. That's how I'm learning about all the Easter eggs in the episodes. He thinks there's going to be tons of cameos for
Yeah.
the rest of the season. We already know Mando's going
yeah,
to.
for sure.
He's saying the other Mandalorians, like Bo-Katan and the other girl, are going to appear. He thinks Darth Maul can make an appearance.
Whoa.
He thinks that what's her face,
Well-
Kira from.
Yeah,
From
Amelia Clark.
Amelia, Amelia Clark's
Okay.
Well,
character.
Darth Maul would be dead already. Obi-Wan
Oh,
Kenobi,
yeah, you're right. Not Maul, but his
his brother.
not the Maul. I guess apparently in the lore trained Kira behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But what's their syndicate called? Black Dawn or Crimson Dawn?
Yeah. That's
So he
right.
thinks Crimson Dawn's gonna have a big part in this, and then Darth, somebody who was also trained by
That's cool.
Darth Maul, he thinks could make an appearance.
Damn.
But then that one dude from you would know him from Clone Wars.
Cad Bane.
Cad
Yeah,
Bane.
dude. I hope he's in it. I want to see him in live action. And then that Bosk guy.
And Bosk. I think out of all the ones we just named, Bosk,
Yeah.
because they already have shown his species
Yeah.
this season. I think he's actually going to show up.
I've seen like some Han Solo,
I've seen
young
that
Han
one too.
Solo.
Han Solo.
Which, if you think about it, there could be like a baby Kylo Ren with him. Like, how the
Dang.
timeline is lining up.
The video I watched today, this guy seems to think that like this whole season of Boba Fett is gonna like get wild and be like a big connection point from this old stuff to the sequel trilogy. He's talking like crazy shit, like seeing a young Kylo, seeing Snoke early on,
Whoa.
like crazy stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if all that's about to go down, but that would be sick. I'd be pumped for it.
It's funny you said that because I was just thinking in my head like they're kind of doing what they did in Mando to where they're going to get all these characters in there and then we're going to get so many spin-off shows just from
that.
a couple episodes
Alright,
in the season.
You want to know my biggest theory, which is not going to happen, but a man can hope? Frickin' Mace Windu, only because in these Tamora Morrison and the Chinese girl. I've seen a lot of interviews with them, and for some reason, like he's always bringing up Mace Windu, and I'm like, yes, I know, like that's Boba's like traumatic experience,
Yeah,
like he
that's
killed
who
his dad, and
murdered
shit.
him, or
but,
well,
like,
his dad, yeah.
Why does he keep bringing him up? You know what I mean? Like that would be so sick.
Yeah. I think my favorite part of the show so far is it's like just a completely different spin on what I think of Boba Fett.
Yes,
Like-
which has people upset, but I like it.
Well, yeah, like I could see why people are upset, like the diehards could be upset, but for me it's like it's kind of cool to see, all right, he was a badass.
Yeah,
And now he's just like a normal dude
he's
trying
becoming
to become
like the old
the
mob boss.
yeah,
I,
the
guy.
mob-
what
Mafia
I what
guy.
I think this is just something that has to do with the Star Wars fandom. Like we're like at the time 3 episodes in, and people are losing their shit. Like, oh, Boba's not the same. They ruined his character. I'm like, let the season
Yeah.
play out. First of all, like it's trying to tell a story. Like, yes, he has changed some, but like that's the point of the story. Like he was brought in by the Tuscans, like learned all this stuff from them. Like he has changed, but like that doesn't mean we're not going to see some badass shit from him still by the end of the season.
Dude, yeah,
or
like,
some ruthlessness. Literally last episode, he
Yeah.
just melted all those
that's
dudes.
what I was
on
gonna
the-
say. He
shit was
literally
sick.
took his ship back and killed all those bikers.
Like-
Sick.
like,
I feel like unfortunately what ruined movies and shows was season 8 of Thrones. Everybody's so critical of every new thing now just because of that.
Yeah, no,
And-
you're right.
And I like it's funny when I'm on Instagram, normally I just go to we talked about this, the explore page and just look. It's crazy all of the theories and stuff I see about Boba Fett, but now people are starting on the new Doctor Strange movie just like they were for Spider-Man. So now everybody's just constantly digging in on every single show.
And it's a dangerous game.
It
It
is
is
because
now,
part of me,
dude.
like, I see things and I'm like, this would be sick, but then I tell myself, like, okay, you
Yeah,
can't
don't-
expect this to
yeah,
happen.
Like, don't grasp onto that.
well, I don't
you
want to
know?
do it, but I'm gonna do it right now. The Moon Knight trailer, when he's driving a car or whatever, behind his seat is like a box or a package or something, and it's a name and it says Vaughn and then D, and then the rest is cut, like you can't see the whole thing, and like everyone's saying that's Von Doom, like Victor Von Doom, is
Fuck.
Dr. Doom. I'm like,
Well, dude,
oh, man.
since you brought up Moon Knight, I just want to say, like, I'm bummed the main villain just died. 37-year-old new actor. He died in a ski accident 2 days ago.
No fucking way.
So
I
I
didn't
feel-
hear about this.
Yeah, I feel so bad. Well, obviously, I don't want anybody to die, but I feel bad for him because, like, obviously his life was turning around. He just got a huge role as a
Yeah.
villain, hit the MCU, was probably on cloud 9, 10, 11, and, just
That's-
skiing and hurt himself.
That's wild, man.
But,
That's-
Bubba, we were just talking about how dangerous skiing is, dude.
dude,
Yeah.
I think skiing is way more dangerous than snowboarding.
oh, it is.
I was gonna say like
Definitely.
it doesn't get talked about enough, or I wouldn't say enough, but like it just doesn't get talked about how dangerous it is.
No, skiing is one of those sports where like you got to be real careful. Like you can't, even if you think you can do it, maybe don't do it. Like do the one, like people will try to go down like a black diamond when they
Yeah.
have no business doing it.
Well,
But
yeah.
but even
yeah.
like Mr. Exley, the owner of Alpine here in Wheeling, he's a very good skier. Like did it like semi-professionally for years. Still skis. And like 5 years ago, he had an accident and broke both arms.
oh my
Like
god,
so, it can happen to even like, the pros.
not that it should be restricted at all. I was just because I went my first time last year. I went twice, and I was just surprised how you just. I mean, if you didn't know, like you can go down anything. You know what I mean? Like if you're not paying attention or whatever.
Yep.
You know, is brand new to it.
Dude, I couldn't even imagine that feeling when you first start skiing and you first start flying down the hill and how awesome you feel. And then the first thought that runs through your head is, holy shit, how do I stop?
Yeah, and I think stopping on skis is similar to like hockey skates.
That's why I had like kind of an advantage. I kind of picked that up pretty quick just because of skating for so long.
See, I've never tried to ski because it scares me.
Yeah.
I snowboarded for a long time.
Oh, really? See, I would think it'd be the other way because isn't snowboarding like harder to do at the start?
Yeah, because I tried both. I tried snowboarding first, and I literally couldn't stay up at all. So then I tried skiing, and I was like, I want to snowboard. Like, I want to do snowboarding, and then I tried it again, and I'm good at it now, but it took me a minute. Like, but I would say it's harder, but skiing just does seem way more dangerous to me.
Yeah,
Just because you got two things going on, and
Yeah.
they're not light, and your
I agree.
legs can get all tangled.
Don't
and-
you have sticks in your hands too?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
a lot of
Well,
people don't use
Yeah,
them.
you don't have to use them. It depends. There's different styles of skiing, just like anything, like freestyle skiing, cross country skiing, like a bunch of different shit. But like, you ever watch those guys that in the Olympics or whatever in those events where they're flying and they're just
Yeah.
going like that
Mhm.
Yeah.
between the gates? That scares me.
Yeah.
Maybe just like skating so long, but your legs, your skates are like dug in, right? So like you never feel like skis, your legs are like so loose, so you feel like any leg can go, you know, in opposite
Yeah, right.
direction. You hit a divot and your left leg is flying,
Goes
Or
that
you,
way,
could,
or
or
yeah.
you like hit
your
ice.
knees gonna buckle.
End up in like a split.
Yeah.
You hit
Yeah.
ice too, and you realistically you don't have any control on when you hit ice. Sometimes, like you just kind of have to
see where it
not
takes you.
fall, like try not to fall, but like
I would have to try skiing to see, like, playing hockey my whole life. Maybe it would give me an advantage. But like, I remember I skateboarded for a long time before I got into snowboarding.
Yeah, I'm sure that really helps.
So like, yeah, it was just kind of
Yeah.
natural being on a board. I don't know.
I'm going to have to make sure to watch the Winter Olympics too, because this is Shaun White's last time, I guess.
yeah,
Oh, dude, I won't miss it.
I want him to
So-
be my friend.
Dude, well, this
Shaun
is,
White's like the coolest dude.
this is
Yeah.
completely random, but I watched that Jimmy O Yang, Nina Dobrev rom-com on Netflix last night.
Dude, it's so good.
Dude, Nina Dobrev's boyfriend, Shaun White.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
And I like was looking it up, and then I saw Shaun White, and then I instantly just thought of like how
Friends with benefits.
well that. But remember, didn't he get
Oh,
in
fuck
trouble?
you up like dynamite.
Didn't he get in trouble early on because he was flying back from some kind of Olympics and he was like boozing?
Yeah.
and he was only 20, and everybody made a big deal about
Because
it.
no,
You
because
see
there was
the
an
interview.
There was an
Yeah.
interview. Yeah.
like that. He's like, oh, on Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or
Shout
he
out.
said something like that. Dude, Shaun White has been like one of my. It's crazy because I feel like I haven't watched him like do anything in a while, but like growing up was always one of my idols. Like it was so cool how he was in the summertime doing pro skating events, and then when winter would hit, he'd be doing the snowboarding events. Like that's pretty impressive that he is a professional skateboarder and snowboarder.
See,
Oh,
I
for
didn't even
sure.
know he was a
I
professional
didn't
Me
skater.
neither.
Yeah, dude, he's got gold medals in the X Games and stuff for skateboarding.
He can't be better than Rob Deerdeck, though.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
yeah,
I don't even know.
I was gonna. Rob Deerdeck's a street skater, and Shaun White did the vert. But isn't that wild? Like
It is
you,
wild.
you-
Yeah, I
you
didn't
can
know
win
that.
gold medals in skateboarding and then win gold medals
That
in
is
snowboarding.
wild.
That's just
That's just
That's beyond me.
natural
Talent.
God given ability.
like
Facts.
that's wild.
Facts. Anything else?
Hmm?
I don't
No?
think it was
Yeah,
pretty,
I mean,
pretty
like,
slow week.
it
I didn't-
was
I
a
know
Yeah,
it's
it was
been
a
such
slow
a
week.
slow week. I'm honestly proud of us that we made it this far
Yeah,
because this was one of the first times in a long time.
I didn't have much at all.
This was one of the first
I had
times in a
nothing.
long time, dude, where I sat down and I was like, I'm kind of nervous because nothing
Yeah,
happened
nothing.
this
Yeah.
week.
I mean, shout out that West Virginia reporter that got drilled by the car.
Yeah, I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
so bad
Glad
for
she's
her, dude.
okay. Me too, man. Like I was talking, she handled herself super well.
Absolutely.
But like you could tell, she just wanted to like break down and just cry.
Well, dude,
and I just was like thinking to myself, just to let it out.
I give her credit for not doing it because Then she's like, yeah, this isn't the first time
Yeah.
I've been hit. It's like,
it happened
what
to me
the
in
fuck?
college too. Like what?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess in the grand scheme of things, which she went viral, which brings back that Don't Look Up movie that I just watched. Did you see it?
I haven't watched it yet.
Absolutely hysterical because it's literally like, I won't give anything away, but the reason it's funny is it's because it's just like today. Like real life things are going on, but the only thing they care about are these certain things that are going viral.
Yeah,
And they
no,
just completely miss.
And I got that from the trailer. I'm real excited to watch that movie.
I was
Me too.
laughing not because of the comedic jokes, but just because I was like, this is just how the
yeah,
world
because
is
of
right
how
now.
Dude.
spot on it is.
It's wild.
I know I'll be quick because Bubba, I know you have to go soon.
No, I'm good. Don't worry about me.
I binge watched this whole show last weekend on Netflix. It's called Archive 81.
I saw that today.
Bro, Archive 84, Archive 81.
81, I think.
Dude, it is the most like science fiction-y, like thriller good show. It has to do with like demons and shit.
Ooh.
But it's not scary, Jake. Like you could watch it. It's so like you need it's just so twisted and
Is it like a
creepy.
real life thing?
No.
No.
Creepy and like you're just like waiting to see what's happening. So basically like this guy gets hired for this job, like really weird job. This kid like has a special talent of like restoring old like tapes from like 50 years ago, and this guy hires him to restore these tapes of like this weird like murder story of this apartment complex like getting burnt down and shit. And it's like you're thinking, oh, like it's just like some criminal mystery show, like figuring out who killed the people or whatever. But then like the guy's like restoring these tapes, and then like it's like something's watching him through the tapes, and it's like real demonic and shit. And I'm like, I was so hooked. It's like 8 episodes. We watched it all in one day. They're like an hour long.
Sounds like that those VHS movies. You ever seen those?
No, but I'm telling you guys, if you need some weird shit to watch it. It's so good.
Yeah, and shout out Ozark.
Shout out
Let's go.
Ozark. Never
Marty
watched
Bird,
it, but
Marty Bird and the gang.
But Jason Bateman, hell yeah, good stuff.
None of you have seen VHS?
No.
That's what it's called. It's called VHS.
It's familiar, but I don't think I've
it's
seen the whole
it's
thing.
fucking
Bro,
scary.
shit's crazy. I just want to keep talking about it.
But
Oh man.
all right, I guess it's been a time, even
Been
though
a
you're
time.
just comment over there about
Been a
Article
time.
81.
It's good.
I probably won't watch it. I don't do the demon thing.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
freaks
man.
I
me
mean,
out.
I'm scarred
Yeah,
by
dude.
the whole demon thing from the first Paranormal Activity.
Oh, it took me a while to get over paranormal activity.
Dude, it took me like years.
Yeah.
I couldn't, dude.
Dude, I
It-
remember
it fucked me up.
in the beginning, everyone's like, "It's real, it's real."
Yeah, I know, and that's what got me, dude. That the first one was terrifying. I don't care what anyone says. That
I don't-
That movie's scary.
I don't like that shit. And one of the movies that I love the most, but freaks me the fuck out, Strangers,
That
Oh,
movie's
dude,
fucking scary.
No.
because that movie literally,
That's a true story. Isn't
yeah,
it?
and how easy that could seriously happen. It's crazy. Have you ever seen
Oh
Strangers?
yeah, that one's always so weird.
What's the plot?
Like it's basically this husband and wife that I think aren't getting along, and they like go to a wedding or something, and they end up staying in like a family house, and then all of a sudden these people with masks just keep tormenting them and
Oh,
like
no.
breaking in and like
Oh yeah.
I
Not-
guess I never really thought about that, like bed and
Very scary.
breakfasts.
Do you ever think of the
I don't know.
opposite of that
I don't know if
though?
I can do that.
Because like how you like you said, like how easily that could happen. But then you ever think of like how easily it could go wrong for the people that think they're scary?
100%.
Like what
Yeah.
if the guy, like family you chose to torment, like the dude just like strapped with a concealed carry,
ex-marine or something,
and he just fucking just lights you up, and you were like, oh man, I thought we were gonna be scary and fuck these people up.
yeah.
I always think of that.
Yeah.
I don't recommend probably trying to pull that one off in West Virginia
No. No.
or
Be-
Texas.
I mean, yeah, or Texas. No. But yeah, no.
But no, that movie is freaky, dude.
Yeah, and
I remember like it was years ago. It came out a long time
it was
ago.
like one of the first couple movies that was on Blu-ray.
I remember seeing the trailer like on like as a TV commercial and be like, "Oh no.
Dude,
I won't watch that."
And one of those, I know I'm keep I'm gonna keep going here for a sec, but one of those types of movies that I enjoy, but also makes me think like this easily could happen is the Purge movies too. I'm all the way up to the final one, and I've just been watching them in order, and it's just that whole concept is literally crazy in itself to where they just give you a day to kill people, but in the background the government is just mowing people down to try to like induce more things.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I'd sneak into Canada.
Yeah, Canadian, eh?
Yeah.
But
I mean, I would just create myself a bunker
Yeah,
for
that's what I
that
was gonna
shit.
say.
for real.
One way in, one way out. Yeah, it's risky, but like, no, I can't get sneak attacked.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're coming through this way and this way only.
It's
And
like
I
that-
have like all these
I'd put some
freaking
claymores.
It's like that scene in Savages, dude. When they go get the money, there's only one way in, one way out, and that's when they jump them to steal the cartel's money to pay the cartel off.
I love that movie.
Great
Yeah.
movie. Great movie.
Very good.
So follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Juice Fisherman, and just make sure to subscribe to the YouTube. Thanks.
And you can follow me on Instagram at John Theodore Nixon. That's John Theodore Nixon on Instagram. I'm on the Juicebox Podcast Twitter. That's at the Juicebox Pod. That's at the Juicebox Pod. # Milk Gang. Technology was not my favorite today. It took forever to upload, but you know, we got it there. Follow us on Facebook, the Juicebox Podcast. We are not the Diabetes, the Juicebox Podcast.
And follow me on Instagram at @the_Harry Slaughter, and follow me on Twitter at Bubba Slaughter.
Yes. I'm not gonna plug my personal Instagram anymore. Just a choice. I'm gonna start plugging the pokey.czar Instagram. Big things coming in the Pokemon world. I'm gonna start giving away. Oh, I'm gonna try to do this anyways. I'm gonna start giving away cards. I'm just gonna give them away. No strings attached. I'm gonna stream it on Twitch. I'm gonna try to do some creative, cool ways of just giving away cards. So if you are into that kind of shit, follow that page. It's pokey.czar on Instagram and on Twitter at pokezar. That's ZAR.
C as in zebra, A as in apple, R as in respects, R as in Reebok.
Don't get it twisted.
Bye-bye.